Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be telling you about the first time I tripped on acid. I hope you like the video, and if you do, please leave me a like. This is my second video doing this shit. Hopefully it's a lot better than the first. I feel a little bit more loose, I poured up some Jack honey, mixed it with some fucking Seward Scream soda, and honestly, dude, it's got me kind of fucking slapped. So, we're kind of crossfade, just chilling anyway. Let me just get into the story before I ramble off too much. So, I honestly can't remember which day it was, but basically, I tripped at night. It was at my friend, what did I call him? I don't want to call him his real name. We're going to call him Chris. It was at my friend Chris's house. Chris's house was basically, okay, so this guy basically worked full time, but he had a boyfriend that was kind of crazy and just let us over whenever, so his house kind of just became a public trap spot, like 24/7, pull up whenever. Fucking this poor guy had to go to work in the morning, but we were tripping our balls off in his living room, which is just right next to his bedroom, off our shit, having a good time. So let me just kind of give you guys the roll call here. So it was myself, obviously Chris was at work at this point, so we were all over with his boyfriend. I don't even want to say his boyfriend's name because I don't even know what name I want to give him. I also had my friend, what's his name, let's call him Ben. He was into this shit way younger than I ever got into it. You know what I mean? Like, this guy was tripping at like fucking 16 years old. I didn't touch this shit until I was 20, 21. So I was a late bloomer in that, which I kind of honestly respect for myself. I feel like if I did it any earlier, my brain would be a lot more fried than it is. But this guy, he knew his shit. He's one of those, what do you call him? One of those, like, chem nerds, you know what I mean? Like research chem nerds, dude. Like, he just did like crazy shit. I seen this kid rail 2-FDCK in front of me, which is a ketamine analog, and he also hooked me up with something called 1PLSD, which is another story, let me tell you that shit. But yeah, so Ben was there. Ben's big on it. I trusted Ben. He helped me through this trip, which was fucking awesome. He was tripping with me. Good time. And then we had the plug for it. We're gonna call him C. C had a dad who sold fucking, oh sorry, my mic just fell. C had a dad who used to sell just random ass drugs. You name it, he had it. He had weed. I think he probably sold Xans at one point. I'm not sure. I wasn't too acquainted with this guy, but all I knew is that we were gonna be copping acid off him tonight. And fucking looking back on it, it was kind of sketchy as this guy sold fucking moldy weed, which is another story in itself. So we copped it. My friend Ben and C, they go to cop the acid. Fucking they come back. It took like 30 minutes. I was just sitting in Chris's house, just, playing video games, chilling out, smoking weed. Because back in the day, this was before he put the ban on smoking weed inside the house, which sucked. Those were some dark days. The trap was never the same, and we honestly basically bailed after that point. We found a new trap. But anyway, so they come back in with the acid, and I'm kind of nervous. I've never done this before. I did some research on it. I watched people like Psych Substance, which is, I don't even know if I want to consider that research, but it was good enough for me, so fucking whatever. I wouldn't recommend you guys do it, but also, fuck. So basically, the night goes on, and what I didn't know is that basically Chris's boyfriend just invited mad people. Like, this was like, I don't even know what square feet this apartment was, but it was basically the size of a living room and a bedroom. So the square footage wasn't there to accompany this many heads, but that if we fucking made it work, dude. This place was ridiculous. There had to be at least like fucking 12 people in a capacity of 5, like, living space. So basically all these people come over, they're bringing their girlfriends and shit. I don't even know half these people. These are friends of friends. I don't really give a fuck, because at this point I had dosed, and it took a minute to kick in, like I didn't feel it immediately, and I was kind of like, I don't know, I had an anxiety about it, but at the same time I took my friend Ben's advice, and this is advice I'd give to you guys. Go into it with no expectations, because it can turn out to be something fucking awesome. And if you expect shit and shit doesn't happen and you get, upset about that, then it kind of just ruins the experience. So if you ever do it, just fucking, just chill out, basically. So it took like about an hour, and the first thing I remember feeling was this energy. It felt like my body was hooked up to like a 9-volt battery, like one of those things you put in a smoke detector. You know how you put it on your tongue, you have that like tingling sensation. It wasn't exactly that, but it felt similar to that. My bones felt like they were just controlling current of like just electricity. And I remember this elating feeling like 1,000 pounds got lifted off my chest, and this was probably one of the best experiences I ever had on the substance. I usually have social anxiety, and tripping on fucking with 12 heads in the room, that should have sent me into a spiral of, darkness. But thank God, I reacted good to this. So I felt that electricity, and I asked my friend Ben, I'm like, hey man, like, how are you feeling? And Ben's, he's a little bit shorter. He's definitely a lot lighter than me. I'm kind of a bigger guy. I got some meat on me. Ben's got a little bit more of a metabolism. I don't know if that really plays into acid, but it seemed to. Because I remember him, starting to pretty much trip 30 minutes to an hour afterwards. So I felt, mine took a little bit more on the come up. And I remember I was just sitting there. They're all playing, I think it was Smash Bros. And I was playing for a minute. I gave the controller up to somebody else, dude. I couldn't fucking handle it. I started just laughing, like just hysterical laughing. I almost felt embarrassed because of how many people were there. I'm just literally filling the room with my laughter. Everybody, no matter where you're at, can hear it. And about this time is when Chris comes home. The man of the house, the man who's literally got the name on the fucking, the renting, whatever. So this guy could kick us out if he wanted to. Luckily, he was chill. He just got off like a fucking 9-hour shift to like literal mad people in his house. Like actual, like a stampede of people, if you will. And here, one second, let me drink this fucking whiskey soda real quick. Hold on. Oh, God, that's delicious. A stampede of people were in this guy's house. And somehow, he got a little bit pissed. He was like, why is there so many people in my house? He started going. But once he kind of got on the hint that, like, yo, people are tripping in my house, he kind of chilled out, which I respect. Because that would have thank God I wasn't really paying attention, because that would have freaked me out. And at this point, I should talk about the visuals, man. The visuals were fucking something else. Like, if I were to look at a wall, the thing with acid, man, is it doesn't make you see shit. It doesn't change shit, but it puts like this like pattern over everything. There's a guy named Goblin on YouTube. He kind of explained it really well. I think this was his explanation, if I'm not mistaken. It's like if you went into Photoshop and put like a transparent, like literally like a transparent layer over everything. It's kind of like that, and the layer kind of like moves a tiny bit. It's not like overwhelming, but it kind of was, just because I never experienced that. And I come to really enjoy it, man. Especially if I didn't go outside this trip. There was other trips around outside, and oh my God, that's another fucking world of beauty. It'll bring you to your fucking, you'll bring you to tears, man. That shit's fucking wild. But I remember there's just like this filter over everything, and sounds sounded so fucking clear, man. Like I could feel every like vibration in my eardrums almost. It was wild. I never experienced anything like that. And the touch of everything, like different textures, really just fucking, it just, it's so hard to explain. I know you guys probably hear that a million times, but it really is hard to explain. It just, everything felt so detailed, man. Like, I'm like feeling my sweatshirt now, and it doesn't compare to how I would feel it then. Like, I felt like I could feel every stitch, every groove. I felt just hypersensitive to everything, which was something I did enjoy. Some people might not like that, might freak you out. It kind of freaked me out a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. At some points it was kind of like, ooh, like, goddamn, dude, I feel like I peeled off all my skin or something, and like the layer underneath is touching everything. You ever know if you get like a bad paper cut? It's not like a painful thing, but it's just like that weird tingling. I don't know. It just felt everything felt awesome, but also just weird as shit. It's hard to describe. The night carries on. I think we actually went for a gas station trip, which isn't too far from the house. It's literally just like a left turn around a block, and then you're pretty much there. So I actually did go outside on this trip. Now that I remember, I actually did. Yeah, we went for a gas station trip. I remember watching my friend oh my god, I don't even know what the hell to give his name. Fuck. I don't know. Random Fred #1. I remember watching them smoke a cigarette and just watching the ember burn down, and like, for some reason that just really captivated me, man. Like the way that the reflection of the light hit off his face when he would take a puff, it made it look like he was almost like embellished. I don't know, does this make sense, man? It made him look like he was holy almost, dude. Like, you know those fucking pictures of Jesus with the light in the back of him? It was like that, but in the front of him, which I guess doesn't really sound that crazy, but I don't know, man. It's just kind of like, if you've done it, you kind of know type of thing. But yeah, man, I mean, honestly, I really enjoyed the substance. I ended up buying it for like $10, so I didn't really get that good of a deal. You know, sometimes you can get homemade prices for $5, but this wasn't that type of situation. We weren't really buying a strip anyway, so kind of expected to get taxed. So I guess this is the point of the video where I guess I should give you guys some pointers, maybe. I don't know. I've only had like 3 trips, so I'm not really what do they call them? Psychonaut? Yeah, I'm not really a psychonaut, man. You know, I'm not really that fucking keen on it, but definitely try to keep the circle more small. You know, my trip could have definitely gone south with social anxiety and shit. I struggle with that normally. Surprisingly, this kind of made it melt away. Don't mix your substances when you're doing it. I did smoke weed on the come up, which a lot of people would not recommend, but honestly, it fucking made me feel awesome. Loved it. Helped with the come down too. The come down's kind of rough too. It's not like horrible, but it's just kind of like, damn, dude, like you kind of just want to keep feeling that for a minute. Other thing is don't trip around fucking strangers, dude. There's some weirdos. Some people give off bad vibes. Luckily, the vibes were right that night. Everything just came together so well. Had a good time. Nothing crazy happened. We just really played video games, and I had a nice fucking trip, man. Smoked some weed, had fun with the homies. And that, at the end of the day, honestly, I think that's the most important thing. You know, if you're not having fun in life, what the fuck are you living for? Anyway, guys, thank you for listening to me ramble. Thanks for listening to the story. I hope it wasn't as hard to listen to as the last one. I'm trying to get my legs at this. I'm trying to practice telling stories. I'm pretty fucking bad at it, if you can't tell already. Yeah, man, thanks for listening. Peace out.